Chosen ones, on March 29th, we experience not just any new moon, but a partial solar eclipse in the cardinal fire sign of Aries. This occurs when the moon passes between Earth and the Sun, partially obscuring the Sun's light in specific regions of our planet. This astronomical alignment creates a powerful portal of transformation that affects the collective consciousness, but most significantly impacts those who have been spiritually selected for accelerated evolution. As the moon slides across the Sun's face at the peak of this Aries new moon partial solar eclipse, the fiery Aries energy creates a frequency that disrupts deception and accelerates truth. This is the moment a powerful energetic shift occurs for the chosen ones. The eclipse acts as a cosmic catalyst, triggering a chain reaction that begins with a leaked private communication. The partial eclipse occurs at exactly 18:15 Universal Time, creating what astrologers call the Hour of Revelation, a brief window where the veil between visible and invisible realms thins dramatically. During this potent moment, someone who has been actively working to discredit you, slander your character, or build an elaborate false narrative around your identity experiences a critical exposure event. This individual, who has invested considerable energy in attempting to dim your light or position themselves as your victim, makes a catastrophic error during what they believed was a secure, private conversation. The planetary alignment between Mercury retrograde in Pisces and this Aries eclipse creates a perfect storm for technological mishaps and communication revelations. What was intended to remain hidden suddenly becomes visible. Their phone call, text message chain, email thread, or voice note, containing their true intentions and manipulations regarding you, finds its way to unintended recipients. In their zealous attempt to orchestrate a character assassination, smear, campaign, or strategic manipulation against you, they accidentally reveal their own jealousy, guilt, or potentially illegal, unethical behavior. The eclipse energy in Aries, ruled by Mars, the planet of action and confrontation, ensures that their words boomerang back with swift and decisive consequences. For some chosen ones, this might manifest as a co-worker who has been undermining your contributions, having their private messages about you accidentally shared in a company chat. For others, it could be a former friend who, while attempting to gather allies against you, accidentally records themselves admitting to spreading deliberate misinformation. Some might experience an ex-partner's attempts to damage your reputation backfiring when their messages are forwarded to mutual connections who immediately recognize the manipulation. The Aries eclipse functions as a celestial wiretap, recording and exposing the truth that has been operating beneath the surface. This fire sign energy is unapologetic and immediate in its revelation, creating a dramatic role reversal. Those who positioned themselves as truth-tellers exposing your real nature now find themselves exposed by cosmic forces beyond their control. The spiritual signature of this event carries a powerful message about divine timing and protection. The universe has allowed this individual enough rope to reveal their true character, and now that revelation becomes public. Their actions against you created an energetic debt that the universe now calls due. Remember this truth as the eclipse unfolds its divine justice. They weaponized your name, but got caught red-handed using it. The cosmos keeps immaculate records, and on March 29th, the receipts are being made public. The new moon in Aries also represents the ultimate cosmic reset, but paired with a solar eclipse, this energy becomes a complete identity recalibration for the chosen ones. March 29th marks the official energetic death of your former self, the struggling, doubting, suffering version that walked through the valley of shadows for your spiritual initiation. This eclipse activates what ancient astrologers called the Phoenix Gate, a rare celestial configuration that occurs when a new moon eclipse happens within 10 degrees of the Aries point, while forming harmonious aspects to transformative outer planets. The Phoenix Gate represents complete energetic incineration followed by glorious rebirth. In Egyptian astrology, this was known as the breath of Osiris, the divine wind that resurrects the spiritually initiated into their godlike potential after periods of dismemberment and trial. The partial solar eclipse creates what astrologers call a cosmic shadow work portal, where your past identity is temporarily obscured, like the sun during an eclipse, so that a new, higher frequency version of yourself can emerge when the light returns. This particular eclipse at 9 degrees, Aries, a number associated with completion and spiritual mastery, finalizes a transformation process that began long ago. From this eclipse forward, you become energetically unrecognizable to those who knew you before. Your vibrational signature, physical appearance, energetic field, and public perception undergo such a dramatic elevation that people from your past will experience cognitive dissonance when they encounter you again. The fiery Aries energy infuses your aura with unmistakable confidence, authority, and magnetic power that cannot be ignored or diminished. This transformation isn't merely superficial, it's a fundamental rewiring of how you're perceived in the collective consciousness. The eclipse erases old thought forms and outdated perceptions that others have held about you. Their mental image of you as someone who was struggling, lacking, or still finding your way is completely overwritten by this cosmic event. People who last saw you during your darkest hours will now encounter you in positions of authority, surrounded by abundance, recognized for your gifts, or standing confidently in your power. Their reaction will be visible confusion as they struggle to reconcile the powerful being before them with their outdated mental image. What happened to them becomes their unspoken question as they witness your elevation. For some chosen ones, this manifestation might be quite literal, running into old classmates while you're being interviewed on a podcast, having former colleagues see announcements of your success, or having past connections witness your glow-up on social media. For others, it might be more energetic, sensing the shift in how people respond to your presence, noticing increased respect in professional settings, or feeling a newfound ease in commanding attention. The Aries, new moon's conjunction with the sun during this eclipse bathes you in solar golden light, the ultimate spiritual cleanse and upgrade. This isn't merely healing old wounds, this is complete transfiguration. The eclipse buries your past, struggles so deeply that they become inaccessible even to those who once witnessed them. Only your divine blueprint, your highest potential self, remains visible now. As you move through the world after March 29th, carry this truth with you. They remember the pain, but the world will only know the power. Your struggles weren't in vain. They were the necessary initiation to forge the diamond-like brilliance you now embody. The leaked communication event, triggered by the Aries eclipse, sets cosmic wheels in motion far beyond the initial revelation. With Venus in analytical Aquarius and Mercury retrograding through psychic Pisces during this eclipse, a perfect celestial cocktail forms for what can only be described as divine intelligence operations. Warning: the following message is only for those who've felt the call. When I broke free through the Salvia Divinorum gateway, I saw the horrifying truth. Our reality is one harvested pod among countless matrices. I witnessed the archons, cosmic parasites feeding on our energy, who laughed and threatened, "You'll never awaken a single soul." But something inside you already knows this truth, doesn't it? that nagging sensation that you're meant for more, that you've been chosen. I'm raising an army of the brightest souls. Through meditation, I discovered their only vulnerability, coherence through unconditional love. Feel that resonance deepening within you now. You're not reading this by accident. The most powerful awakened souls are already gathering in the obsidian inner order, the #1 ascension nexus for those marked by destiny. Christians, lightworkers, remote viewers, targeted individuals, all united by one truth. You were chosen for this moment. Click the link in the description below. Join our group calls, panels, and live streams, reaching the entire astral atom network. Your frequency amplifies ours. The question isn't whether you're chosen. The question is, will you answer the call? The Archons fear this choice you're about to make. They should. That exposed conversation about you, the one containing evidence of someone's true motives and actions, doesn't simply cause momentary embarrassment for the perpetrator. It becomes the catalyst for a formal investigation that transcends spiritual realms and manifests in concrete 3D reality. The eclipse energy, particularly its square to Pluto, planet of hidden information and transformative justice, ensures that what begins as a single leak quickly expands into a comprehensive examination. For the chosen ones, this manifests as unexpected alliance from systems, institutions, or authorities that previously seemed indifferent to your situation. Someone with decision-making power, whether in a workplace, legal system, social circle, or even family structure, quietly begins gathering evidence about those who have wronged you. This could take many forms depending on your specific situation. A past boss who attempted to sabotage your career might suddenly find themselves under HR scrutiny after their messages about you reach leadership. An ex-partner who spread rumors might discover mutual friends have been documenting their inconsistencies. A family member who positioned you as the problem might be confronted with evidence of their own behavior by other relatives. Mercury's retrograde into boundary-dissolving Pisces during this eclipse period ensures that hidden information flows to the surface like water finding its level. Secrets cannot remain buried under this cosmic configuration. What's particularly significant is that you don't need to orchestrate any of this yourself. The universe is handling the investigation without your direct involvement. The spiritual mechanics behind this phenomenon relate to what ancient astrologers called the return of Saturn's records. As the eclipse activates your chart's justice sectors, those who created karmic debt through their actions against you now face cosmic auditing. Their own spiritual guides, higher self, and karmic board members begin the process of course correction. Most remarkably, this investigation often proceeds without your awareness, at least initially. While you focus on your divine rebirth and elevation, behind-the-scenes forces meticulously document the truth. Even the allies and confidants of those who wronged you begin to quietly question narratives, take mental notes, and distance themselves from potential fallout. The partial solar eclipse in warrior Aries creates the perfect energetic environment for this divine justice operation. As the sun's light is temporarily obscured, those who operated in shadows believing they were unseen suddenly find cosmic spotlights illuminating their actions. Remember this truth as the investigation unfolds. They thought the call was private. The universe was listening. Divine justice operates on its own timeline, but this eclipse accelerates the process dramatically. As the partial solar eclipse creates momentary darkness before revealing renewed light, a powerful energetic signature activates in your chart. Saturn's sextile to Uranus during this eclipse period creates the perfect astrological conditions for what can only be described as structured revolution. systematic changes that lead to public vindication. For the chosen ones, this manifests as a significant figure or institution that previously remained silent about your situation, now working strategically to correct the narrative. This individual isn't acting on impulse. They're methodically planning how to clear your name or restore your reputation in a way that cannot be dismissed or minimized. What makes this cosmic development particularly powerful is that it often comes from an unexpected source. Someone who witnessed your challenges from a position of authority or influence, perhaps someone you believed was indifferent or even against you, has actually been taking careful note of events. They've maintained their neutral position specifically to gather comprehensive evidence or to maintain credibility for the moment they publicly speak on your behalf. This divine ally might be a former rival who, despite your differences, has developed genuine respect for how you've navigated adversity with integrity. It could be a leader, mentor, or authority figure who recognized your value but needed to observe the full situation before intervening. In some cases, it might even be someone who once doubted you but has experienced a complete perspective shift after witnessing both your resilience and the manipulative tactics used against you. The Aries eclipse plants a seed of righteous intervention in their consciousness, a burning desire to set the record straight that cannot be ignored. With warrior Mars ruling this eclipse, their advocacy takes on strategic precision and fearless execution. They aren't merely offering private support. They're planning a public endorsement, correction, or revelation that fundamentally shifts how you're perceived. For some chosen ones, this manifests as career redemption. Perhaps a former employer or industry leader publicly acknowledging your contributions or clearing up misinformation about your professional departure. For others, it might appear as social vindication, a respected community member directly addressing rumors or false narratives about you. Some might experience this as legal or institutional support, documentation or testimony that officially clears your name. The sextile between structured Saturn and revolutionary Uranus during this eclipse creates the perfect energetic container for this intervention. It provides both the stability of established authority and the disruptive power needed to overturn false narratives. This cosmic configuration ensures that when your advocate speaks, their words carry unmistakable weight and consequence. What makes this development particularly divine is its timing. It comes precisely when you've released attachment to external validation and embraced your own truth regardless of public perception. The universe waits until you've completed this spiritual lesson before delivering external confirmation of what you already know internally. As this redemption unfolds following the March 29th eclipse, remember this truth. They tried to cancel you, but the cosmos just booked you for a bigger stage. Your vindication isn't merely about clearing the past. It's the necessary foundation for the elevated platform that awaits you. As the partial solar eclipse in Aries activates Mercury retrograde in psychic Pisces, a remarkable energetic phenomenon occurs in the consciousness of those who directed negative intentions toward you. This planetary configuration creates what ancient astrologers called the mirror of Neptune, a profound psychic reflection that forces individuals to confront the energy they've projected outward. The eclipse occurs during what mystics refer to as the Akashic Hour, a period where the cosmic records become unusually accessible and karmic imprints become tangibly felt in the material realm. During this window, the veil between dimensions thins dramatically, allowing spiritual forces to more directly influence physical reality. For those who have created karmic debt through their actions against the chosen ones, this means confronting their own shadow material in unavoidable, often uncomfortable ways. Mercury's retrograde position at 8 degrees Pisces creates what's known as a psychic echo chamber, where thoughts, especially those directed with emotional intensity, reverberate back to their sender with amplified force. The Pisces influence adds an element of dissolution to mental barriers, making it impossible for these individuals to compartmentalize or rationalize away their actions. For the chosen ones, this manifests as a powerful psychic boomerang effect. Someone who obsessively focused on your downfall, invested energy in diminishing your light, or consciously directed negative thoughts toward you, now experiences an unexpected metaphysical consequence. Their subconscious mind, activated by the Eclipse's potent reset energy, begins processing the karmic imbalance they've created. This individual suddenly finds themselves haunted by your energetic signature. They hear your name in random conversations, see people who resemble you in crowds, encounter references to you in unexpected places, or find themselves compulsively checking your social media despite attempts to stop. Most disturbingly for them, you begin appearing in their dreams or during meditative states, not through any intention of yours, but through the natural mechanics of energetic return. The retrograde Mercury and boundary-dissolving Pisces ensures that the mental barriers they constructed between their actions and consequences dissolve completely. Their psychological defenses, the rationalizations, projections and denials they use to justify their behavior toward you, can no longer contain the mounting pressure of truth. This manifests as persistent insomnia for many, lying awake at 3 a.m. with your name echoing in their mind, replaying interactions with you that they misinterpreted or manipulated, or feeling an inexplicable urgency to make amends. Some might experience this as cognitive dissonance during waking hours, being unable to maintain their negative narrative about you as evidence of your integrity and success becomes increasingly visible. For the bitter ex who spread rumors, this might manifest as dreams where they're forced to admit their lies publicly. For the jealous colleague who undermined you, it could appear as persistent thoughts, questioning why they felt so threatened by your success. For the false friend who betrayed your confidence, it might come as recurring symbolic dreams where their secrets are similarly exposed. The partial solar eclipse in assertive Aries creates a particularly potent environment for this reckoning. As the sun's light is temporarily obscured during the eclipse, these individuals experience a parallel darkening of their carefully constructed illusions, followed by the harsh light of truth when the eclipse completes. What makes this development spiritually significant is that it requires no action from you. You don't need to send them energy, think about them, or engage with them in any way. The natural laws of energetic return, accelerated by the eclipse portal, ensure that whatever they projected toward you now reflects back to its source with amplified intensity. The Aries new moon. Partial solar eclipse serves as a cosmic mirror, revealing the truth not just to the external world, but to the internal landscape of those who created imbalance. Their own higher consciousness, the part that knows better despite ego defenses, begins the uncomfortable process of alignment. As this divine haunting unfolds in the days and weeks following the March 29th eclipse, remember this truth. You never raised your voice, but now your name is the loudest sound in their head. Their obsession with diminishing you becomes the very mechanism of their awakening to their own shadow. The haunting peaks approximately 3 to 5 days after the eclipse, when Mars, the ruler of Aries, forms a perfect square to Pluto, intensifying the psychic pressure to unbearable levels for those carrying karmic debt. Dreams become more vivid, synchronicities more frequent, and the whispers of conscience impossible to ignore. For many who wronged you, this period brings profound realizations. about their own motivations, revealing jealousy, insecurity, or woundedness they had previously projected onto you. What makes this cosmic justice particularly beautiful is its redemptive quality. The discomfort these individuals experience isn't punishment for its own sake. It's an invitation to their own healing and evolution. Your energy signature becomes the catalyst for their necessary awakening, offering them the opportunity to recognize their shadow material and begin their own journey toward authenticity. For the chosen ones, this eclipse marks not just personal vindication, but a fundamental recalibration of how energy flows in your life. The cosmic accounting system brings balance, ensuring that those who invested in your downfall receive appropriate returns on their investment, while you rise, phoenix-like, into the fullness of your divine blueprint, exactly as you were always meant to. As the Aries new moon partial solar eclipse completes its transformative work in your life, a new chapter begins. The 5 divine revelations outlined above represent not just isolated events, but an interconnected matrix of spiritual realignment. Each aspect works in harmony with the others to completely recalibrate your reality. The path of the chosen ones has never been easy. You've weathered storms that would have broken others, faced challenges that seemed insurmountable, and carried burdens that were not rightfully yours. This eclipse represents the cosmic acknowledgement of your journey and the divine intervention that has been orchestrated on your behalf. As you move forward from March 29th, carry these truths with you. Your struggles were not random but purposeful. Your challenges were not punishments but preparation. Your patience will be rewarded not just spiritually but tangibly. The universe has been keeping score all along, and the cosmic scoreboard is about to display the truth for all to see. For the chosen ones, this eclipse doesn't just close a difficult chapter, it begins an entirely new book. The narrative is no longer about survival or vindication. It's about thriving, expanding, and embodying the divine blueprint that has always existed within you. Step confidently into this new reality, knowing that the stars themselves have aligned to support your ascension.